Oh, so I hope I'm in frame. Um, Hello, everybody. So this is an adventure, somewhat an adventure Vin video. I'm going to be talking about Blockbuster. Now, of course, once again, straying from the norm. There's no KLR. There's an interesting venue, an interesting site that I stumbled upon today. So me and my daughter Olivia had come into Bend, Oregon. My younger daughter Olivia. Earlier video, you saw me working on my daughter Stefania's Suzuki TU250. That was in the city of Corvallis, where she attends university at Oregon State University. Olivia attends Eastern Washington, right outside of Spokane. But Olivia and I are making our way back down to Southern California. So we left Stefania's vicinity, Corvallis, and we're doing diagonally because we're going to go down to 395. And there'll be another video to follow this one going over Bodie Ghost Town, which is on the 395, right outside the town of Bridgeport. We'll get to that later. So today we pulled in for the night in Bend, Oregon. Looking for a place to eat on Google Maps. Blockbuster Video came up on the Google Maps. What I didn't realize at the time was this is the last Blockbuster video in all the world. Now, I heard something to the effect, and not to my surprise, that Blockbuster, as other storefront video stores, have gone by the wayside with all the streaming. But when we got here, I just told Olivia, I said, hey, let's go check out this Blockbuster. I haven't seen one for a long time. When we were approaching the building, and the reason why I'm doing this intro video, by the way, is because the one I did on site, I only had 5% of battery life left on my phone. So I do capture some footage on the inside, but then it died. So, and I'm not talking a lot on the inside because I didn't want to disturb everybody that was there. You'll see the video in just a moment. But let me give you a little bit of history. Once again, I'm in Bend, Oregon at the last Blockbuster in the world. Now, I got a little cheat sheet here, and just let me go over a few things. Blockbuster comes into being 1985. I was, 85? I was probably 16 years old. Now, you got to remember, in the 1980s, in the mid-80s, a lot of iconic movies had come out. You had Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, I forgot the director's name. It just eludes me. But the guy that did the Brat Pack, not Rat Pack, Brat Pack, which would have been movies like 16 Candles, Weird Science, Breakfast Club, those movies. These 80 iconic movies were coming out at the same time these video stores started opening. Also to note, when these video stores started opening, you could not buy the videos. You could not buy the movie itself. If you did not return it, I'm sure there was a hefty fine. Also, when these movies came out, when you would go rent them, it started with a media called Betamax, also known as Beta for short. That had a short, very, very short existence. You used to be able to rent both if you had a Beta machine or a VHS machine. And sometimes, most of the time, especially in the beginning, in those mid-80s, you would actually rent the machine and whatever. If you'd rent a Beta machine, you get a couple of Beta tapes. If you rent a VHS machine, you get the VHS tapes. Nobody owned the machine to play these videos when all this stuff started. You might have been able to buy movies, older ones like with Jerry Lewis, some of the older iconic movies that were just being put out on videotape, being converted. But anything that was being brand new in the 80s, forget about it. You weren't going to purchase those. You were either going to see it in the theater or wait. That was the other thing too. For it to come out on videotape, not as DVD, we're not talking DVDs yet, you would have to wait, I would say, a year or more before the video of whatever movie you liked would come out where you can own it. Oh no, I take that back. You would have to wait a year or more before a video came out that you could rent it. Buying it was a whole nother story. So in 1985, I got a little cheat sheet here. In 1985, a guy named David Cook, he opens up Blockbuster Video. He rented the Beta or Betamax, the movies themselves and the machine, also VHS. What ended up happening in time, that as these movies were being converted, was that they started renting DVDs and also games for game consoles. Then they started getting into the streaming business and also doing the DVD via mail, which really Netflix broke into that market earlier. The height of Blockbuster Video was in 2004, where they had over 9,000. Well, I don't want to say over 9,000, but they had about 9,094 employees. 9,094 employees. Today, apparently, they have 3 or 4 employees at this last Blockbuster. Now, it was international. In 2004, it was actually an international. It just wasn't in the United States. The decline of Blockbuster started around 2010 when the original company dissolved in 2010. Shortly after, in 2013, the Dish-owned corporate entity that dissolved. And in 2014, a year later, all corporate stores were gone. In 2020, the chain was then dissolved. Now, what's interesting as timeline goes is that in the store I went to today, it got its notoriety as the last store in 2018, but it says in 2020 the chain dissolved, and I'm not sure what that nuance is behind that. Now, when it first opened up, when Blockbuster first opened up, it wasn't the only game in town. There was other ones called Video One Stop. There were some mom and pop stores. They had just different names. I think there was a couple other chains, not as big as Blockbuster, but there were a couple other chains. So Blockbuster was the only game in town, but it was the most notable one, and it was a big deal on Friday nights. So also, besides that timeline of demise, there was one thing that I read that the leadership of the corporate part was kind of was failing, but also Netflix comes in with its. Everything was done by the mail at first with Netflix, and then Netflix had by the mail DVDs and also a streaming service. Now Netflix is just a streaming service. But then Redbox started having their little pop-up kiosks in front of different stores, grocery stores, 7-Elevens. One thing that I do remember about Blockbuster was that if you were ever late, the fines, they were pretty hefty if you were late. And that got pretty discouraging. Where when Netflix and Redbox comes into being, they don't have those extreme late charges. And I think that's also was putting one of the nails in Blockbuster's coffin. So when you go into the store today, if it was a funny thing when I was walking in, I was kind of excited. So I'm filming from the outside. Another guy in his family, a little bit younger than me actually, he wanted to reminisce with me, and he was talking about how little, he looked like his son was like in 6th grade at the most. But he was talking about his experience with Blockbuster. So when you walk inside this store, it is actually a Blockbuster. If any of you that would remember, when you walk in, it has the different sections, and they're renting. Everything's DVD that they do rent. Although that is not their main source of revenue. They do sell a lot of souvenirs and memorabilia. When I was talking to the one person behind the counter, they said that the majority of people that come through there are visitors, are people buying the memorabilia. What's keeping the lights on and the overhead paid is not a flood of people coming in and renting DVDs anymore. He did say that they do get their locals and their return customers. When I was there, I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 people actually rent a DVD, 1 or 2 DVDs, and walk out. But I'll show you a few things that I purchased. So I got this shirt I'm wearing, and I don't know if I'm going to come into frame when I turn around. I'll try. But on the back of it, all I like about it is that it says, let me see. You guys may not be able to see it, but you'll get the idea. So if you saw it, I don't know, I hope you did, but it says something to the effect of the last Blockbuster on Earth, something to that effect. There'll be pictures on my YouTube site that will show it too. Actually, and I got this pin. It says the last Blockbuster on the planet, Bend, Oregon. So there's a picture of the pin. That's Olivia coughing in the background, by the way. She's been coughing since we've been on this trip from her school up in Spokane vicinity. So I got that pin. I got a pair of socks, those socks, and then there you go. I just had to do that. I mean, I don't think she noticed. I think she has her headset in. So let me set this back up. So, anyways, and then I got this sticker. It's the sticker's in the shape of Oregon, and it says "Last Blockbuster, Bend, Oregon." So I got that sticker, and then I got them. I don't need any of this stuff, by the way. I don't know. I was excited to see it, so I got a Blockbuster mug. And this one just says Blockbuster Video, Bend, Oregon. It doesn't say anything. Then they have this really weird product. Like, I need this. I saw this. I thought it was very unique. It just says Blockbuster Sinister Black Ale, drink beer outside, malt beverage with natural flavor, 10-barrel brewing company. So this is actually a 4-pack of beer with the Blockbuster logo on it. I don't know. I just gravitated to it and I got it. It says the brewing company. So 10-barrel brewing company is in Bend, Oregon since 2006. 5.7% alcohol. What the guy that sold it, he said it has a very similar flavor, texture, consistency to what a Guinness beer would be like. So I got that. So I got a 4-pack of beer. I don't know what I'm going to do with those really. I'm thinking about giving one to my buddy Greg Beeve and Scott Beeve, who I grew up with, and that was our Friday nights. Friday night, especially in our teenage years in the mid-'80s, would be spend the night over at their house, and we would order pizza or pick up a pizza, have pizza delivered, and we get about 3 movies, VHS at the time. Another one was Terminator. I remember watching Terminator at their house. And then what was the other one? Total Recall, things like that. But you'd rent about 3 for the weekend, return them on Sunday. So you'd watch 1 or 2 on Friday night, 1 or 2 on Saturday night, and then you'd return them on Sunday. There's something else I was going to mention. So I covered the silver days. Oh, when you see the video, because this is just an intro, and then I'm gonna edit in the video when I'm on the site there. So when you see the video, you're going to see some, I'm not talking a lot in it because I'm just trying to get in and out. I only had 5% of my battery life left. And there were other people that didn't want to disturb or draw attention to myself. So when you see the video, you're going to see like a mannequin of a Marty McFly outfit and a mannequin of Indiana Jones. Marty McFly from Back to the Future, Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark. And those are not actual film artifacts. They look exactly like them, the replicas, but it's really, really cool. 2 iconic movies from the 1980s, the mid-1980s. And then they have like a living room setup thing you're going to see, which I think was way, way cool. It shows like a living room setup with some popcorn and some VHS movies that are sprawled around. And there's a couple other things that I panned through. If you have access to my Adventure Vin Facebook site, I have some still videos. I have some still pictures I'm going to put on there. And one other thing I was going to mention, and it just eluded me. There's a bunch. I was going to say something about the merchandise. They have all colored shirts, different shirts with different logos, T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts with hoodies, zip-ups, polo shirts. The polo shirt was awesome, but it was $60. I passed on the polo shirt. They have cups, mugs, shot glasses, stickers, magnets, keychains. I said sweatpants, sweat jacket with a hoodie, and I'm probably missing a few things. They even have infant clothes, onesies, posters, poster memorabilia. Like I said, what's keeping the lights on in that place surely isn't the occasional local coming in and renting a couple of movies, once or twice a week. It's really people coming in. It kind of has a museum feel to it, but it's kind of like a working museum. You walk in and you gotta be, I would have to say, you gotta be 35 or 40 to really get it. If you're 25 or younger, by that time, other, movies were streaming and everything by the time you were old enough to watch movies. So for somebody like myself who was a teenager during the epic 80s, where you had some epic movies, where MTV was coming out, where techno music was coming out, where rental VHSs were coming out, you can watch your movie at home, was unbelievable. I mean, in the 70s, that was unheard of. If you wanted to watch a movie at home, you're going to watch old movies that were on TV with commercials. And I'm talking movies from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, maybe the 70s. I remember the first big movie I saw on my home TV, way before videotapes were out, was the movie Earthquake. probably most of you watching this hasn't even heard of the movie Earthquake, but that was a big deal. It came out on TV, and we're like, oh, we're all going to watch Earthquake, the movie Earthquake. So with that, I'm going to conclude the intro part. I'll probably do a sign off at the end. Enjoy it. If you have any memories, and I'm sure there's other people that have done videos of it. They actually have a DVD for sale about this very store for $24.99. I might go back tomorrow and get it. Because it's very interesting history. But if you have any comments about Blockbuster Video or anything that you wanted to ask me as far as what the experience was, please feel free to do so. I'm going to stop this for now, push in the other video, and then I'll wrap it up. But since I'm doing this on my own, I got to do something funky and turn this around. I'm in my hotel room, so there's all my stuff. All right, enjoy the video. Okay, so this is a really unique Adventure Vin video. Once again, has nothing to do with the KLR, but we're in Bend, Oregon. We're spending the night here, and hold on real quick. So I was just talking to somebody else who was talking about the nostalgia of Blockbuster. So Bend, Oregon, Livy and I are here for the night. I looked up a Rite Aid, saw this come up, and I was like, wow, there's a Blockbuster here? Did not realize this is the last Blockbuster. I'm not gonna talk much when I go inside. The sun, I know, is really bleaching us out, and I only have like 9% battery life, but let's walk inside. I'm just gonna be quiet.
Now let's go.
Where are we going? What about Granny?
Thanks, thank you.
What about Granny?
This is what our living room would look like if Greg and Scott Beeve are watching this. We have plenty Friday nights of awesome. That is just freaking awesome. So the interesting thing is that they have a lot of merchandise. I'm running out of battery. I got 5% left, but I gotta see. Of course, you guys know how big of a Back to the Future fan I am. There's only 5% battery left. This phone. But I think I got main. There's a bunch of merchandise. It's gonna cut out on me, guys. I'm trying to be polite for everyone in here, but I just want to capture some of the merchandise that is in here. Alright, that's going to be about it. 80s movies. That's going to be about it, guys. I'm going to take off because the battery's going to die. So, just a little snippet of what I've been experiencing. Oh, man, hold on. Hey, this is awesome. I'm going to have to take some pictures on my daughter's phone now. All right, hey guys, enjoy. I hope you like this little short video. Bye. So I hope you all enjoy that. I'm in selfie mode now, so now everything's backwards. I should probably see if I can get the shirt in there right now. Let me see if you can see it. Well, that's going to be backwards. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope for those of you that are around my age that might have, it doesn't necessarily always have to be Blockbuster, but I hope this brought a bit of nostalgia back and put a smile on your face. And it was funny too, because after we came back to the hotel room, the movie we watched was Ghostbusters. Yeah, we just watched it. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good night. Stay tuned. I think the next big video I'm going to be doing is of Bodie Ghost Town. It's in California, off Highway 395, outside the city of Bridgeport. And then later on, you're going to get some pre-planning episodes of getting back on the KLR, and me and my other friend Greg, not Greg Beeve, the guy I would watch movies with when we were little kids. There's another Greg friend I have. Let's call him Motorcycle Greg, the guy who helps me with a motorcycle. Well, he and I are going to be doing some pre-videos of our planning session. He's on Africa Twin. I'll be on my KLR, and this is going to be planning a trip going through the Alaska-Canadian Highway from Southern California all the way through Alaska, Dalton Highway, Arctic Circle, and then the Arctic Ocean. So I'm planning on putting together some pre-planning videos on that when it comes to map and what we're packing. Enjoy your evening. You know something? Backwards. I'm sorry about that, but make it a Blockbuster night. Bye.